Today we're working on section 7.7, which is dealing with circumference and area for circles. Circumference is kind of like perimeter, but for a circle. It's the distance around the outside. To find circumference, it's 2 pi r. Pi, it's an irrational number. Pi is about 3.14. There is a pi button on calculators so that you can use it, or you can use 3.14. Area is the space within a circle. To find the area of a circle, it's area equals pi times your radius squared. Radius is the distance from the middle of your circle to any point on your circle. So what we're going to do for each of these, we're going to find the circumference and the area. So circumference is equal to 2 pi r. And here you'll notice that the radius is 2.6. So what we would do is 2 pi times 2.6. So if you need to use a calculator, that's fine. You can go grab one. So 2 times 2.6 gives us 5.2. And we still have pi there. And we can actually do 5.2 times 3.14 because that's what pi is. 16.328. So circumference is 16.328 meters. Area is pi r squared. So this would be equal to pi times 2.6 squared. 2.6 squared means 2.6 times 2.6. So that's equal to pi times 6.76, and we can actually replace pi with 3.14. So this gives us 21.226. And this is in meters squared. Because area is always units squared. So you're following those formulas and plugging in the values that we have. Questions on that first one? Diameter is what is shown in that one on the right. Diameter goes the whole way across. Radius goes halfway. So what would our radius be for this one if its radius is halfway across? Radius, which is r, would be 3 inches, because that's halfway across. Okay? So let's start with circumference again. Remember, that's 2 pi r. Our radius is 3. When we multiply, that gives us 6 pi. So we can actually do 6 times 3.14 to get our circumference. This is 18.84, and that's in inches. Questions on finding circumference? Area. Pi r squared, which means pi times 3 squared. So this means it's going to be 9 pi. And if we actually multiply, that gives us 28.26, and that's in inches squared. Questions on these first two? Okay. What if it gives us some key information and it asks us to work backwards? It gives us the circumference and it's asking us for the radius. So, let's start with our formula. Circumference is equal to 2 pi r. So if we know that the circumference is 37.7, that's equal to 2 pi r. To get r by itself, we can divide by 2 pi on both sides. Because that will cancel the 2 and the pi. So what we could calculate is 37.7 divided by, and make sure the 2 pi is in parentheses when you're dividing. So this is equal to 6. So the radius is 6 meters. Questions? Area is given. Does anybody know the formula for area for a circle? It's written at the top of your page.
2A.
Well, if we look up top, area is equal to pi r squared. It gives us the area as 254.47. And that's equal to pi r squared. To get r squared by itself, we have to get rid of pi. So we can divide by pi on both sides. When we do that, 254.47 divided by pi gives us 81, and that's equal to r squared. But we don't want r squared, we just want r. The operation to get rid of that exponent is to take a square root. You guys might want to focus. So 9 centimeters is your radius. What questions do you have on this one? Okay. What does diameter mean? Diameter is equal to 2 times your radius. So essentially what we're doing is trying to find our radius and then multiply it by 2. Formula for circumference. Circumference is equal to 2 pi times your radius. Or circumference is equal to pi times your diameter. Two 71.8 is equal to pi times your diameter. How do we get the diameter by itself? Yeah, we gotta take away pi. So divide by pi. 271.8 divided by pi. .517 centimeters is your diameter. What about area? Area area equals pi r squared. What we have to do is solve for our radius first. And then multiply it by 2 to find the diameter. $1,984 goes in for area. To get this part by itself, we have to get rid of pi first. So divide by pi. We get 631.527 equals r squared. Anybody remember how we get rid of that exponent? Square root, good. So we're going to square root. Because the square root and the exponent cancel one another out. So if I take the square root of 631.527, we get 25.13. But it doesn't ask us for the radius. It asks us for the diameter. So what's the relationship between radius and diameter? Yep, diameter is 2 times the radius. So diameter is 25.13 times 2. So that's 50.26. And that is yards.